So little box and whisker for elk start one. So comparative box plots. So you can compare comparative box plot of a quality index for the product produced at 3 different prices. So you can see that when you look at those box plots in parallel, what is your impression? What is the impression? General, when you look at those plots, what is impression? The quality index, I think, which brand has the highest quality level? Brand number one, and then the lowest. Well, the brand number three. However, depends on the data spread. There's a wider data spread. I mean, the quality level of the brand number two is most unstable, right? Have a larger dispersion. Then probability distribution. The histogram or stand and leaf or using box plot is used to describe sample data. What is the central tendency and the data dispersion of the data collected. A sample is a collection of the measurements selected from some larger sources or called the population. So population going to be the biggest, the set. A sample, a random sample, only a smaller group of the population. And for example, the measurement on layer thickness are obtained from a sample of the wafer selected from the measurement processes. For example, for monthly throughput, there's over 10,000 wafer produced per month. For example. So by using statistics method, we may able to analyze the sample layer thickness data and draw certain conclusion about the process. What is the central, what is the data dispersion. And the probability distribution is a mathematical model frequently used that relate the value of the variable with the probability of occurrence. Why we use that? Why we use the variable since every time you produce a wafer, you collect the data, you take the measurement, so it cannot be a fixed number. They're going to the number going to differ from wafer to wafer. That's why we call the measurement of the wafer is a random variable. Then, as long as it belongs to a random variable, what is the distribution should look like? Right. So, in other words, we might visualize the layer thickness as a random variable, since a random variable will not be a fixed number. It's going to change from item to item. So, because it takes some different value in the population according to some random mechanism, and then probability distribution of the thickness describe the probability of the occurrence of any value of the layer thickness in the population. So there are two types of probability distributions. So there's a continuous or discrete. So continuous going to be measured, can be measured by the matrix system. Like America, use a pound or ounce or inch or yard. In Asia, we use a centimeter, meter, kilometer as a matrix system, right? In Hong Kong, they also use the pound, use the inch. Do you use the inch in Hong Kong since it has been colonized by the British? Then the discrete distribution, when the parameter being measured only take on the certain value 0, 1, 2, 3. Or you live in the Taipei city, then we give I give you the number 1. If you live in Taichung 2, Tainan 3, Kaohsiung 4. If you are male, the 1 and the female 0, or however there's an in between. Yeah, right? Then we may see some example in the textbook on the left. So when you look at those spots, there's for the number take on that specific value x1, x2 to x5, the spike. P of x1, x2, x3, x4, and x5. The sum of those spikes, what is the value of the sum of those spikes? Going to be equal to 1.0. Sum of those spikes, right? Then, so I from the sample space. The S stands for the sample space. Since it is discrete, it's a discrete, right? Then on the right hand side going to be the continuous random variable. So if it is continuous random variable, we integrate from the negative infinity to infinity. It's going to be 1.0, 100. Okay? So there's one more question. For the continuous probability distribution, what is the probability for that particular point? Since for x equal to x1, probability equal to that, this height, probability with the x equal to x3, probability equal to this height. And for the continuous random variable or the continuous probability distribution, what is the probability pertaining to the particular point? Okay. 0, right? Why? Why? Yeah. Zero. The lower bound and upper bound, they are equal, of course. The integration gotta be 0, right? Okay, there's a example 3.5.没事。你今天公司啊，看你精神很差，今天公司在干嘛？啊？在干嘛啦？一点都在干嘛？那不是总有在干嘛？我不会坐在那边一直说一点做一点。冥想。哦，那就是浪费生命嘛，对不对？那你知道问题在哪里 ？OK。Okay, 3.5. Okay, guys, just don't waste your time. When you look at those information, however, bring no value to your life. So you can watch movie, that's okay. However, well, you would like to watch some TikToks. I'm feel okay. No more than 30 minutes. Okay, I browse TikTok as well. Some just bring you some joy. Sometimes, however, even though they are stupid, really stupid. Then, well, you can. There's some video clubs. Like there's a girl just buy a lot of stuff to give you. Oh, 我给8分，我给9分，go to hell. 你吃东西关我鸟事啊！Yeah, what the hell? This is bring no value. If you really want to take the something, the deliver in the Costco, I go to get it. It's not necessary for tell a girl to tell me how tasty it is. That is stupid. Things that we have a different flavor, we have a different preference. How could you? How could you? Your judgment just over mine. That's stupid. That's really stupid. And there's sneaker, there's Nike, this is okay, this is Jordan, the 13, and this is a different color than okay. So when you wear it, so the movement and ability to move, they'll tell you something like this. No, I would rather experience that by myself. So don't do that silly things. Just browsing, no. I would rather you go to 小鸭影音 to watch a movie. I'm okay. Or there's a channel called 中国人. You see the movie for free. That's fine. Just go ahead. Don't waste the time to something. 嘉宪 post a video clip to tell you how to be a city man. That's stupid, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. 现家. However, 嘉宪 the same. That's talking about you.
冠豪
嘉宪是谁啊？
是我邻居，我邻居叫林嘉宪。
嘉宪 gotta be somebody else.
嘉义县。
Yeah, he's a guy. I think the club.
他发家医院，真是嘉家。他发家医院，难怪会取姓嘉。
Hey, right here.
那个嘉
A manufacturing process produces thousands of semiconductor chips per day, and on the average, 1% of those chips do not conform to specification. That is called, what is a specification? We call it spec, SPEC. And they do not conform to, then those chips are considered non-conforming. Non-conforming. Only 1%. And every hour, an inspector selects a random sample of 25 chips. So we know that. So n is 25. So what is the n is? Right here, n is the sample size. N is sample size. Then, and classify each chip in the sample as a conforming or non-conforming. So out of the sample size, then it is tested. We use a gauge for measurement to classify each item in the sample as conforming or non-conforming. So actually we don't know. So we need to take the measurement. Then, if we let x be the random variable representing the number of non-conforming chips in the sample, then probability of the x, that means. So there's total of 25. This is combination C. So x going to be the number of the semiconductor chips. Number of semiconductor chips are found non-conforming, and then what is the defective rate? Is only 1%. 1%. How many of them we found? X. And what is the percentage of the conforming? 99%. Now the 1%, this is 99%. And then, so X are found defective or non-conforming. How many are found conforming? 25 minus. That's how we construct the binomial distribution. Binomial distribution. Hey guy, let me tell you something. I slept last night, 2 o'clock. Me, 2 o'clock. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm watching the Major League Baseball. However, I turn into the English mode. Why we do that? I love watching baseball game, especially Major League Baseball game. I always to check my listening comprehension. I do that for this purpose. Even though I watch the badminton game, 小戴, I turn into the English mode. Why we do that? Even though I don't like her. However, I listen to what is the commentator, So in the badminton, how to say the terminology, what is the specific phrases or word. Yeah. I do that on purpose. And which movie do I see? Okay, I see a series about a historical event like I forgot. This is the Troy. This is Troy. Do you know Troy? Why we do that? I'm going to review the Western history, the history, and then also to check my listening comprehension as well. Right, this is how we live, and do some with the purpose. All right. And okay, yeah, does Aaron judge that he the home run more than 61 already? No? Yes or no? Yes? 62? Congrats. So this is overtake. This is the Yankee. This is Maris. Yeah. Roger Maris. At that time, Roger Maris is competing with Babe Ruth in his era. The 61, he's the 62. So what is the record for the home run? The number of home run per season? 69 or 70 or the Barry Bond, right? The Barry Bond is more than that, even though it's a drop. Yes, it is a drop. This is a uniform distribution. So that says a continuous range X is an interval 15.5, ranging from 50.5 to 70.0. The uniform distribution. So it shows graphically on the following figure. Note that the area under the function corresponding to the probability, so the probability between the 15.5 to 16. Like that. So do the integration to calculate so this is under such an interval, what is the probability going to calculate the area under such an interval? So from here, since it is a uniform between 15.5 to 16, directly calculate the length. So probability going to be For 15.516, the 0.5 in the numerator, and what is the length of the interval? This is 1.5, right? 1.5. Going to be a 1/3. Right? It's going to be a 1/3. Okay, done. Okay, page 77, please. Page 77. The mean mu of a probability distribution measure of the central tendency. So as long as it is a continuous, we do the integration. If it is in case of discrete, then we get it done through the summation. So for the case of discrete random variable with exactly n equally likely value, that is a px or equal to the 1/n, so equally likely 1/n for each one. We're going to draw the card on the deck of card on a poker. Total number 52. So each one, the probability of draw each every one of them, they are equally likely. So it's going to be 1/52. So mean is the point at which the distribution exactly balances. Okay. The mean. This is distribution. This is distribution, right? Like this. Once I have the mean right here, I use my finger to point to the mean. It gets balance. So that's how we call the mean, right? Okay, mean is not necessarily equal to the 50%. The mean is not necessarily exactly on the 50% percentile. The mean percentile is from the 100% down to the 0, 1, 2, 3, and then of the distribution that is the median. So if distribution is on the top of the page 78. 78. If the distribution is symmetric, the mean going to equal to median, symmetric. So, yeah, the second one, if the distribution is right scale, if the distribution is right scale, the tail going to be extending right to the right of the mean, called the right scale distribution. Then the mu going to be right scale a little bit, and the median going to stand a little bit left of the mean. Stand a little bit left of the mean. Then this is a mean, however, this is 2 mole. What is a mole? What the meaning of the mole, young king? Yeah, what is the meaning of the mole? Mode that means that at that particular location, the most frequent observation are found. Then this one, here and here, there's the two locations we found most frequent observation at that two locations for mode. And then that shape is called a bimodal. And figure 3.12, this two probability distribution with a different mean. This is two distribution, however they are different mean. Right? They have the same standard deviation with two different mean. They are the same mean, however different variance. With the same mean but the different standard deviation. So sigma equal to 2, sigma equal to 4. So which distribution have a more compactness of the observation? With sigma equal to 2. They are more compact. So median is not necessarily 50% of the distribution. That is a median. The mean is not necessarily the most likely value of the random variable. That is the mode. This is the mode. This is the mode. Then we tune our attention to the variance. So sigma. So what is the definition of the variances? We take the random variable deviation from its mean, take the square, and take the expectation. So as long as the x is a continuous random variable, sigma going to be like integrate over negative infinity goes to infinity, and here x minus mu and square dx. Am I right? This times is a weighted function. I'm sorry. Right? So it is discrete. Integration is replaced by xi minus square, and weighted by is a probability mass function. And I belong to the sample space. As x is used to denote the sample space. This is continuous random variable. This is a square random variable. Like this one, and then when the random variable displays n equally likely value, and p of x can be replaced by 1 over n. If they are equally likely, the sample size is n, and then it can be replaced by 1 over n. So for each value, they are equally likely. So taking the square root back to the same unit of the meal. Okay, then 3.2 move to the review or recapitulation of some well-known probability distribution function. Now move to the page 79. I think I should stop here since I just has been notified my wife is test positive. My wife, she's getting infected. I don't know. Am I dangerous? I'm not quite sure. Geez, I need to deliver and prepare the meal for her. So typically, what is your recommendation for infected person? 要吃什么餐会比较好？因为我刚刚收到讯息，我太太确诊，对，没办法。
可是你这可能不太问我，我前3天吃的都水果，因为我没有任何。
So somebody give us some suggestion. I want to bring the meal to her. 要吃什么会比较好？
好像喉咙痛，好像要吃就是不要吃辣的吧，然后要吃比较，
我都吃比较清淡的，
比较
水果